Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this Tarot Live. So July 22nd, Master Number Day. So very potent energies as usual. So I just did a pick a card reading on my Facebook page at Kindred Heart Tarot. So if you went on the Facebook page, you would have seen 3 cards, and so I'm going to give viewers who are watching now a chance to join in on the pick a card, which I'm going to do first. And then we'll talk a little bit about the energies that are going on and segue into today's reading, so July 22nd. And the cards that I went for today are more of a lighthearted reading. Use the Work Your Light Tarot by Rebecca Campbell, as well as Doreen Virtue's Romance Angel deck, as well as the Wisdom of Avalon deck. So it's a little bit of a romance, a little bit of a regular general reading. And of course, we've got the new moon energies as well. So there's a lot of energy we'll be exploring today. So if you came from the pick a card reading, you had the option of choosing this beautiful little arrowhead. So that was card A. And then there was also carnelian. So that was card B. And then we have this beautiful crystal. I know it's actually more potent than simply a crystal, but I cannot remember what the true name of this beautiful crystal is, but it has a little bit of a yellow hue. So if you are catching the replay or tuning in, meditate on these cards and the crystals, and see which one calls out to you. So the arrowhead, the carnelian, or the yellow, and you'll know right away which one calls to you. Or you can simply choose in your head A, B, C, which one is your intuition calling out for. So the arrowhead, card number A, is actually this beautiful, beautiful card from the Return of Spirit by Cheryl Lee Harnish deck, and it's called Recognition. So this one seems to have a lot of solar plexus power coming from it. So let's take a look at what the Recognition card stands for here from her book. All right. So this one says, it is important that we each feel recognized and seen for our hard work and unique contributions we make to this world. This is why the Recognition card has come to you today. The universe does see you and all that you do. You are being given the recognition, love, and support which you deserve. This card can also come when we are about to receive recognition in the physical world as well. So this is talking about all that hard work that you've been doing spiritually, and perhaps you haven't been seeing the physical manifestations of that just yet. And so Spirit is saying those are coming and you deserve it. So it says this could be at work or with a community or social group. This can also be on a small scale in a more personal way. Either way, you're being seen, recognized, and honored for what you do. Whatever form it comes in, just remember that Spirit speaks to us through physical world and through the mouths of others. You might overhear conversation. Always tune into your intuition. It's very powerful at this time, maybe even more powerful than it's ever been before. So it says, whether you are just beginning or already working on a project or idea, be aware that the actions you take now could lead you to becoming publicly recognized. So this is fantastic. A lot of the time your effort goes in, and you might not see a lot of results. And this is actually the time, especially on this double Cancer new moon, where you might actually get that big break you were hoping for, or you might get the recognition. And this is really what it is suggesting, that you have been really investing your time, energy, and attention into your passion and your purpose, and that may be coming back to you quicker than you realize. So no matter what it is you do or how well you feel you're doing it, Spirit is giving you a cosmic pat on the back. You've done well. Now just allow yourself to really take that in. Good job. So that is awesome for those of you who picked the arrowhead, card A, or just tuned in to watch. This message is for you. So that recognition card, you are going to be recognized for your hard work and effort. And if you aren't recognized in the physical plane, which it says you will be, then you most certainly have been recognized by spirit, and you also might resonate to the number 444 because that was just on the timestamp there. So that would be a double confirmation for you if you pay attention to those synchronicities and angel numbers. So for those of you who are attracted to the carnelian, and as I said, I did this pick a card on my Facebook page, Kindred Heart Tarot. So if you're just tuning in, this is what's going on right now. But of course, these messages apply to you. So this one is actually really interesting because we've also got a lot of the yellow solar plexus power energy, but we've got the blue vocal cord kind of frequency going on here. So this one is really talking about using your voice. So let's dive into what the card says from Cheryl Lee Harnish's Wisdom and Knowledge. She is an amazing deck creator as well as a tarot reader and psychic. So let your voice be heard. You are a beautiful and wise being of the divine, made to bring forth your individual truth and expression. No more holding back. No more staying small. You're being called now to use the gift of your words and the power of your voice. What you have to say is important. What you have to share is needed. So the pain, the experiences you've been through, the accomplishments, the successes, the failures, the mistakes, all of it, all of your life, all of your experiences, they mean so much because Spirit is saying that you have some very, very important wisdom and knowledge to share with others at this time. So it says you could be finding yourself being asked to step out in front of groups to talk, or you may be finding that situations keep coming up where you're being given an opportunity to be vocal about what you think, believe, or feel. So this is very important right now. People are coming together to support one another, to support those who aren't being seen or heard. And so you might have something in your life that is very dear to you, very important to you, and you feel so strongly about it. And Spirit is saying this is the opportunity that you might need to speak up and share your voice and kind of unlock and free maybe some hesitation or energy of what I have to say doesn't matter, or someone else will speak up. That kind of energy, Spirit's really reminding you that what you have to say, what you have to share, really truly is very important. So it says each of us has a unique expression. Whether you're being asked to sing, chant, pray, speak, or teach, it is your voice that needs to be heard. This can also be related to simply stating what is true for you in your relationships. It could involve stating your point of view, needs, or desires, regardless of how different they may be. This is very important right now because we do have a little bit of a relationship reading coming up in the reading. But right now, it is very important to tell the truth, to be honest. So if you have any truths weighing on you that you need to bring out to the surface, to be seen, heard, acknowledged, that's also very important. And because this is the voice, I think it does have to do with you, not so much someone else speaking a truth, but it's time to remember who you are. You are a spark of God. Stand up for yourself. Stand tall in what you believe. Speak from your heart, and your words will always be heard. Your voice is a gift, and it is meant to be shared. You are about to empower yourself in a way that you have not experienced before. You will notice that by taking the step of being vocal. By taking the step of being vocal, you fall more into alignment with what you really are here to do. So this is fantastic. It really is all about this convergence of us owning our power in so many different areas. But for you particularly, who are tuning in right now, or who chose the carnelian in particular, you're being asked to step out of your comfort zone and really speak your truth in ways that you haven't been able to do before, and you will be supported and guided in doing that. So that's a fantastic message. And for those of you who chose this crystal, and as I said, this is a more deeper vibration crystal, and I can't remember exactly what it is called, but it has a little bit of a yellow hue to it. It's very beautiful, very soft, but very potent. So if you chose this one, your card is Innocence. And I'm just playing around with this type of reading because I haven't really done a lot of pick-a cards before. So we'll see. I will end up getting into the flow of things, and let me know what you prefer in terms of other pick a card readings as well. So this is the Innocence card. This is a lot of heart energy and also, again, solar plexus energy. So we have that as a theme today, obviously standing in our power, owning our truth, and really stepping into the light and shining our light in an empowered expression of our own being, our own purpose, our own path. So let's see what the Innocence card has to say here. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Join in the fun. I usually do a reading every Saturday and Tuesday, and I've been kind of off for the last little while because I just did a big move, and of course there's huge energies going on, so I was taken out a little while for just to get back into grounding and making sure that my energy is in a good spot to be coming forward and sharing with you guys. So I hope you guys are taking good care of yourself as well. So for this last pick a card, we've got Innocence. Too often we carry around the extra baggage of guilt and shame. This card has come to you today because it is time to release these feelings. The universe sees your innocence and is asking that you begin to see it too. So really releasing this old chapter, this old book. We're starting something new. And I'm sure you can just start to feel that the relief of releasing the burdens from the past, what you don't need to carry any longer. So it says these long-held beliefs are buried within your core and they are interfering with your progression. It's time to release any shame you carry about who you are or guilt over actions you did or did not do. These old values only lead you to question whether you are good enough, deserving, or worthy. What if I had done more, been more? What if I hadn't done that? Why did I say or do that? They make you question if you, as a person, are enough. And this is really powerful right now because we're in this transition phase where you're moving from, it's not just the end of a chapter, it's the end of the entire book, and you're starting something new. So there's a lot of, confusion, uncertainty at this time. And especially in those times, you can compare yourself to others and find yourself really questioning who you are, what choices you've made, your life path. It can really become confounded by the energies of the collective, but also the huge cosmic shift that's going on right now, and ultimately, more likely, a huge spiritual awakening. And this might not be your first spiritual awakening. This might be your second, third, fourth, fifth, and it was also just 12/22 on the timestamp. So 222 will probably resonate with you. So the universe sees you with the same eyes we see a child with, perfect in every way. As perfect as a child learning through the mistakes they make, only ever really wanting love and approval. You need to see your own innocence no matter what you may have done or when. This is the first step to healing your heart and spirit. It's a necessary step in moving forward and claiming your place in the world. So really coming to a peaceful place with our inner child and the innocence that we still carry at this time, being through all of the things that we've been through, which have allowed us to gain this wisdom. But at the same time, it takes a toll, especially when you have a lot of negative experiences or you hit dead ends. You can get to a place where you really feel tired and exhausted, and ultimately it's just a place of the void where you void course, where you don't know where you're headed and you're questioning where you've been because you don't know where you're headed. It seems like, how did I get here? However, Spirit is reminding you that you're exactly where you're meant to be, which can feel a little bit salty when, you're going, Spirit, come on, like it's got to be better than this. But Spirit is saying it's time to, look below the surface of those feelings of anger or hurt, disappointment, and really try to bring back a sense of wonder into your own life. So Spirit is calling you to begin to see your innocence and divine perfection. This one simple act will allow the seeds of self-forgiveness and self-love to blossom within. What a beautiful message. So those are your messages, you guys, for the pick a card reading and to start off this beautiful tarot reading for new moon energies, but also July 22nd, it is a master number. So these are big, potent energies. So I don't have a lot to channel today because, as I said, I'm just getting back into these energies And so I'll be doing more meditation and touching base with the spiritual energies that are going on. But I really do feel that we are transitioning from the old to the new. So this old cycle, old karma, old contracts, it's really, everything is being resolved. Everything's coming to a conclusion. There's a lot of truths or insights that you've recognized and realized in your own life. And if you need to, move away from a relationship that wasn't really deep, and, connecting with your soul, it was kind of just a temporary thing, and now you've recognized you want to step out of that. If you have truths to share with someone important to you because you want to, work on this solid foundation versus the shaky foundations of the past, then it really is time to find the courage to open up your heart and tell the truth and honor that truth. So those are the biggest ones that I have kind of recognized, including action. So it might be time for action soon. So when things are slow moving and there's not a lot of support for action, we had all the retrogrades going on. It wasn't really conducive of taking big, huge action steps. And so I think Spirit is reminding us, just be aware that time for action could be any time. So make sure that you have a good pivot energy. So when those opportunities do come your way, you are still ready to take advantage of them, and or say, yes, I'll meet, let's talk, or yes, I'm totally interested in that job position, or yes, I will go in for that interview, because there are going to be a lot of opportunities as we move and shift onto this new path and shift back into the childlike wonder, as that innocence card was talking about. Okay, so who do we have online? Feel free to comment and let us know who we have online. And I'm going to dive into the reading. So if you're catching the replay, it's good to see you guys. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. If you do want to be notified, just click the little bell for the notification bell, and then you should be notified when I come on to do a reading. And sorry for not being on the last little while, but I really did have to ground and tune back into my energies. And I'm sure you guys have been doing the same, so you can relate. So let's go into the energies for the recent past. What has been going on? What's been, get grounded, just what I was talking about. So empaths, highly sensitives, and connecting with nature. So the empaths, the highly sensitive people, a lot of us have been kind of hermiting. We've been going inwards, and Spirit has really been asking us to look within for the answers instead of, constantly seeking without. And what that really implies, what that really means is simply Spirit is reminding us of our power. So knowing that we have a multitude of answers that we can go in if we find our, inner sanctuary, our inner balance, our inner peace to find those answers. Because a lot of what we experience is resistance and denial and rejection and stubbornness of, our path and what might be next for us, because it's uncomfortable or it's more growth than we've experienced before. So especially in times like these, when there's so much going on in our own lives, but in the greater world, it's hard to stay grounded, and we can feel a little bit flighty and want to run or flee from our own wounds and our own shadow aspects. But if we stick around and stay grounded and gently look within and heal our wounds, this next stage is going to be so much better. So this is kind of the romance energy that goes along with getting grounded, connecting with nature, and recognizing that we are so sensitive and going through tons of upgrades, tons of energetic, downloads, information coming through, and getting better connected with our spiritual guides, angelic beings that are watching over us and assisting us on our life path, but also heavy ancestor energies. So that which our ancestors could not do, or that which our ancestors already began for us. So they started this in motion for us, and we have agreed to come here at this time to close karma or to wrap up cycles. And it's a celebration in a lot of ways, even though it doesn't feel like it, because we're like, oh, so exhausted and tired. Our ancestors are assisting us at this time. So let's see what the clarifying card is in the romantic realm. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. So, in the past position, this does suggest that there are some of you who are watching who may know who they would like to be in a romantic partnership with. There may have been some turmoil or turbulence guided by spirit. And we'll see what the clarifying card for this one is. But it does suggest that many of you actually have already met within your circle the person who you may have a new romantic relationship with, or this could indeed be a reconciliation, depending on what your heart feels, depending on your spiritual journey, and what signs and synchronicities you've already been receiving. Because if this is the truth for you, you've likely already been dreaming about this person. You have probably telepathic information coming through with this person, but you really feel it in your heart. There's not going to be a lot of resistance. And in a more flexible reading for this card, we can suggest that if you haven't met this person physically in this lifetime, you do know their soul. This is a soul mate coming through to be a life partner, meaning that it should be more of a stable relationship, less so than perhaps some of the karmic lessons that we've just come out of. You may indeed have already met the person that you are meant to be in relationship with, and that could be directly related to your spiritual path. So pay very close attention to your heart and your spirit, less so the mind, because the mind may be a distraction at this time in terms of that, because we have the get grounded. And if you're not grounded, your mind is going to be taking over. So it is a subtle hint that the heart knows, the spirit knows, ultimately which connection is going to be the healthiest for you, but also the most pivotal to your soul path. Because more than likely that person is destined to be joined with you on your soul destiny, your soul journey for this next phase, not simply the last phase. So it would be a person who is scheduled or fated to be included in that next phase. And because we've been letting go of so many people and situations that aren't good and releasing toxic energies within us, there's this energy of transformation, but we may not really know just yet who's going to be coming along for this next stage. So we do have to still be flexible about this and release expectations. But if you do feel like it is someone, be patient with yourself and stay grounded in that, because it does have this as the clarifier, which is focus number 33. So those of you who might have the number 33 connected with your relationship or a soul bond, it is saying that it's been a very particular passage, very complicated and complex, and it required a lot of strategy. It required a lot of give and take and balance in the 5D in the spiritual world, and a lot of help from your guides and your ancestors to ensure that you stayed connected in the heart to this person. Because if that didn't remain, they likely would not be in your sphere anymore. But this one is saying that there was a lot of interference, there was a lot of karmic energy to clear. And so the only way you could have navigated that energy was one step at a time. Very calculated, very, like I said, dynamic and complex. So, whoa, strong energies for those who are catching the replay or has stayed on to watch this segment of the reading. So very, very powerful energies in terms of spiritual connections. So let's see what we have for the energies of the present. Okay, let us see what we've got here. Soul family. This is beautiful. So call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So, this person from the past, whether it is a past life connection or someone from your physical reality in this lifetime who you've already connected with, this person is part of your soul family. But not only that, you're also inviting in more soul family, more tribes. So spirit has aligned you or is aligning you in your life right now with people who are here to either, uplift you, provide you wisdom and knowledge to assist you in, unfolding your highest and best destiny, because really it is up to you. But of course, we have all these moments in our life where we bump into people and we really get inspired by them. So this is really about people who inspire us to be better versions of ourselves. This is about connecting with people who are either where we would like to go or have been where we've been, so they understand, they relate to us, they relate to our journey. And so this is a beautiful, powerful card to really invest in being social with your soul tribe, getting to know new people, connecting in with people who uplift you and make you feel good about yourself, who aren't tapping into that energy of shame and guilt. So if you're settling with your circle, this is a question for you. Are they your soul tribe? Are they assisting you, supporting you? Are they there for you? Do you feel inspired by them? Will they help you really get to your goals in a reciprocal energy of give and take? Or is this person really going to draw energy from you? Or are they more resembling of your past energies? Or now you're changing, you're transforming. It might be the tiniest changes, but are you going to stick with that energy of the past? Or are you going to allow yourself to evolve and transform into this new version of you, and also allow your tribe to evolve as well? So we have new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So, it's interesting that we have this could be the one. We've already met the romantic partner you seek in the past. And then we've got the soul family and new love. So this could mean a total restart of a relationship, like a very fresh new beginning, very clear communication, healthy boundaries, a real release of toxic energies from the past, because you're not involving yourself anymore in those energies, because you stayed focused, you stayed clear on your path, and you stayed clear with your commitment to that soul energy, that soul purpose. So we either have a new person coming through that really is part of your soul family, and this is in the present here, or with that person from the past, that one you've already met, this person is going to come through with a new offer of love. And so it's up to you to really consider that and take that into heart and see what energies come through. So for a lot of you, it is someone from past life connection. So it is a soul bond. There will be a very strong familiarity there. And we have fear as our clarifying card for the present. So this is interesting because I think a lot of us do have fears. So we have focus and fear. I'm going to read this card because what I first get from this is we might have fears about entering into a new relationship, but we also might have fears about allowing an old connection to restart, to reignite. And it's really going to be up to you to tap into your intuition, to your heart energies, to your soul energies, to see if that feels right, if it lights you up inside, if there's support from the universe, if you feel safe, secure, healthy, if it's more in alignment with, that energy versus the energy that you've let go of the past, that you've cleared those karmic cycles of. So it will be new, it will be fresh, it will be different than before. It cannot repeat the same cycle from the past because you have evolved. So let's read fear in the present as it relates to this new love coming in, this fresh start. So it says, This marker asks you to identify how fear may be affecting you on this part of your journey. Are you afraid of failure? Perhaps you're worried about success and the changes it brings as it pushes you to be all you can be. Are you afraid of losing something you don't yet have? Is your fear valid? Have you seen actual evidence of adversity and trouble? Or are you seeing false evidence, which gives the appearance of being real? Fear is a crippling companion. It indicates a loss of faith and connection to the divine. Remember that the God Goddess doesn't give you anything you can't handle. So, as I was talking about before, many of us have been through some serious setbacks, some very challenging experience, heartbreak, trauma, loss of relationship, loss of, house or moving locations, just so much. Family struggles. But really, ultimately, what it comes down to is a transformation of the self. So we've been really letting go of the aspects and subconscious patterns of ourselves that held us back. So it could have been fear of love because we had abandonment issues. So we were either needy or we self-sabotaged. We either pushed people away or we smothered them with love so that they wouldn't abandon us. And of course, either route, you end up losing or pushing the person away anyways. So there's been huge life lessons, massive lessons in terms of self-love and prioritizing yourself first in your own life. So this energy of fear, of course, can connect into a loss of faith and connection with the divine, because you might have questioned, how could this have happened? Why am I here? And really gotten quite upset and frustrated with the divine timing of things, because of course we're not omnipotent. We can't see everything. We are hindered in that regard for a reason, where we have to rediscover and remember who we are, how powerful we are, our divinity and our truth. But many of you, and I'm not just talking about those who watch these readings, you may or may not actually be invested in the spiritual realm. You might be readers, you might be healers, guides, way showers, but you might not. So this reading is really for everybody, and especially those who are really connected in with the divine. You might be a medium, you might read to her, you might be very connected, and you especially may have had a loss of faith, a real questioning of what is going on, because that's how big the ripple effect has been. It's shaken us up and, really asked us to connect in with ourselves and trust and have faith that the next stages will be better. And that's really hard to do when you have had multiple failures or seeming mistakes, or you're comparing yourself with others, because not everyone on this planet is here to shift the frequency of the world. They are here to experience their own life, their own path. And so those with a double mission, a mission to experience their life path, but also be of deep service to humanity and the greater, we'll say, expanse. You have had a more challenging time during this transition because you have been of service, and that is part of your destiny. And sometimes when you are not recognized for that, it can be really difficult to just accept that that is part of your destiny, and that is why you might have had more challenges than others. So, I really do feel for you guys, because I've been there, and that's part of the reason why I haven't been, online as much lately, is because I had been questioning my connection and why I was so connected if I couldn't manifest what I wanted in my life, and was getting very frustrated with that. And so really impatient and frustrated with how the timeline is working. So if you guys are there too, it's okay. All we have to do is accept that we do have fear and acknowledge that fear and work with the fear instead of turning our backs on it and pretending it's not there. So it says fear comes from the part of you that identifies with separation, division, and form. To release yourself from it, remember that you are first and foremost an infinite soul. Look through those eyes and the fear will subside as you remember to trust the way of the mystery. Don't struggle with fear. Look inside, see the part of you that is afraid, and send love, light, and compassion inward. This would be a very good time to write an inventory of your fears and their possible solutions. Once on paper, you might find that what you've been afraid of is fear itself. This is an auspicious omen of transformation. This is beautiful. Transforming our fears about love too, and about being loved. So the fear that we're unlovable, we're really quashing that right now. We're really destroying it and dismantling it, because we are love. We are filled with love. We are beautiful, radiant, and magnificent. And the only way we can believe that that's not true is if we don't see it in ourselves. And so facing these fears of tribe, romance, moving through our inability to love ourselves, this has been a huge part of what we've been going through, but it is focused right now. So really allowing new people in, allowing our tribe to assist, allowing friends to help, allowing spirit to help you, because if you close up too much and you start to slide, maybe addictions, spending time with people who you're more comfortable with, but they're not uplifting you. They're not supporting where you want to go. They're supporting where you've been already. And so your spirit is really revolting against that. You can, resist all you want, but do you want to waste the time doing that? Or do you want to invest in spending time with people who are also willing to face their fears and move through these fears? So let's see what we have coming up for the future. The ever unfolding rose. What a beautiful card we have here. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So we might still have some energies of the tower energy, the shakeups, really just to continue to kind of propel us onto that right path, which is going to be the most in alignment, the most powerful, the most passionate, the most sensual, the most healthy and balanced that we've ever been on before. So, we're going to be continuing to crack open to let more light shine from within out into the world, to express the voice more, to be recognized. So to lose those fears of success as well, and to also embrace that innocence once again. So trying to embrace the wonder and the magic again after the battle, so to speak, because it's like we've just been through a huge battle of the ego and dismantling the ego, which held us back. Now, when I say that, I find that the ego is purposeful and helpful and is kind of like a mediator or a governor for us. However, when we get too stuck in the ego, obviously it is a hindrance for our soul evolution, because our focus is more on the immediate, the meme, instant gratification, and not so much on the long term and for the good of the whole. So we have some things that are happening for us to assist us on this journey, and spirit is really connected here. So we have past life relationship. You have known each other before. So, a repeating message. Whoop, I'm just going to sneeze here. A repeating message that our evolution in love right now, there's still some puzzle pieces or movements here. How it was saying in the past that we had to be very focused, one step at a time. We're still moving through our fears about love and letting go of those old fears about not being lovable, about not being worthy, and just blasting through them for ourselves and aligning ourselves with the people who feel like home, the people who feel truly in alignment with our spirit, with our soul. And that has to do with allowing ourselves to love in a new way, to really breaking free of the old ways we used to limit ourselves in love and just going for it, allowing your heart to love unconditionally and be supported in that by our soul family, our soul tribe. And what this is suggesting in a future position, and we'll see what the clarifier is that either way, whether it is someone that you already know physically in this incarnation, and or a new love coming in via your soul tribe, you have most certainly known each other before in past life connections. This isn't going to be, a baby, brand new relationship for you. Either way, you have soul history with this person. This person is just waiting for the right time. It's all been about timing. It's all been so organized behind the scenes. So many things had to happen for you guys to come together and to connect at the right time in terms of your soul evolution so that you could accept and receive this type of love. This soul family, this type of love feels different than the love and the energies that you may have experienced in the past, because it not only has to do with your foundation of prioritizing yourself and your self-love, but it has to do with their foundation of prioritizing their self-love as well. And so having dismantled all of the, or as much as you could, energies from the past in terms of, trauma bonds, or basing your connections on a mother wound or a father wound, and or coming forward with your insecurities and not being able to really share your truth or be honest with how much you cared for a person, or how much you really wanted success with them or a family with them, because you were afraid of losing them ultimately. So you weren't willing to go 100% or be vulnerable in that position. So now being cracked open, unfolding, it does feel like this relationship, you've known each other before, is having a huge rebirth, and it is very exciting. There's a lot of really beautiful energy that comes with it. And of course, as I say that, I don't pull the cards beforehand, but we really have to be careful, and I'll pull a clarifying card from this. We really have to be careful because this is our clarifier card, the Goblin, and I was just talking about the ego. So it says the wounded human ego, resonating to the number 31. And this essentially says, be very careful. You have to pay attention to your heart and your soul, because there are certain energies. If this is a relationship from the past and or a reconciliation with someone that you've met before, that means that there is baggage. There is energy to be cleared. And I'll read the Goblin because it's pretty intense. This is one of the most intense cards in this deck. So it's not really one that I like to see in a reading, but you learn as a tarot card reader not to to move through the fears of the cards you don't want to pull. So either the Tower, or the Oracle decks, usually there'll be one or two that you're like, oh, didn't want that one. When the Goblin appears on your path, your plans are about to go awry. And this could be about the being cracked open, the ever unfolding rose. So there's more to the story. The Goblin wants to lead you astray and whispers the negative spell of fear, anger, resentment, self-righteousness, arrogance, selfishness, greed, gluttony, procrastination, and addiction. When the Goblin appears, it's time to stop what you're doing and check your motives. Are you coming from an ego-centered place? Are the circumstances in your life triggering unresolved past issues that still need healing? Now is the time for self-evaluation and taking inventory before you take another step. The Goblin represents the wounded ego and its influence. Dark, repressed areas of the psyche get triggered, either in you or warning you of a dynamic between you and someone else. Do nothing, stay still, send loving energies to yourself and others, and remember the divine connection in all things. The Goblin will disappear and lose power when you focus on love and fairness. So it is saying that with this energy, what I'm getting from this anyways is, with this energy, there is an impasse here, okay? There still needs to be this fearlessness when it comes to this love, because if one or both of the parties is still attached to the ego energy, so in essence can't let go of the past, can't let go of the burdens, isn't able to open their heart, will just choose to hold on to the past, choose to hold on to competitiveness, that really will sabotage the relationship. And if it takes two to tango. So if you engage in the lower energies, if you're meant to be together, it will just, push back any energies of, healing that wound till a little bit later. But I think what Spirit is saying here is there is an opportunity for you to choose whether to come at this relationship or this connection from the wounds of the past, or are you going to let the wounds of the past go and be fearless in this new love? And so really paying attention to how you approach this person and making sure that this relationship and this offer is based in authenticity and truth. So really paying attention to your body, your mind, your spirit, and your heart on how it feels coming up here, because this is potent. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, or, a new revitalized love that is part of your soul family. And then we've got some tower energy cracking open, happening for you, not to you, in relation to a past life relationship, and being very careful of the wounds of the past. Do you want to repeat the past, or can you move forward into a new energy? So to clarify this reading, I pulled one card from the Fairy Oracle, and let's see what it had to say. Oh, love, you guys. It really is in the air. I pulled this well before I pulled these cards. So this really is a beautiful theme for us. It is up to us to open our hearts to love, open our minds to a new way of experiencing love, and to really let go of the junk holding us back from the past, because it's our choice to hold ourselves back or not. And in essence, with free will, you would be choosing to hold someone else back too. But in that essence, as long as we each take responsibility for our energy and moving forward in our life, no matter what anyone else is doing, then we will ultimately, find that connection that is meant for us at the time. So it says, love is the base essence of our being, devoid of all pride and fear. So this is a huge confirmation, you guys, for this next step, for this next relationship to flourish, for you to flourish in this transformation. You have to let go of pride and ego. So you really have to move into this relationship from your spirit, from your heart. Okay, it's going to be different than before. It's going to be new and exciting, an ever unfolding rose. So be willing to take the risk. Be willing to let go of the ego. Be willing to move through your fears, to face your fears. And you can do it together. Talk to your soul family. Talk to this person. These are my fears, but I'd like to move through them personally and with you. So really get the truth on the table. Really understand what your fears are, what their fears are, so that you can move through with love and kindness and compassion, and have a stable foundation where you're not surprising each other with your fears, because you have discussed them, you've talked about them. And, those fears can be very, as we've learned from the past, can be very powerful in dismantling relationships, especially when you haven't developed that relationship with yourself first. So very powerful energies, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this reading. If you are watching, usually what I do is I will pull a personal card for you. So if you have stayed till the end, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you took the time to join me today for this reading. And if you would like, just put yes, please in the comments, and I will pull a personal card for you. And if not, I hope that everybody who catches the replay has a really wonderful week and really meditates on what else is necessary for you to let go of the fears surrounding love and being loved, and connecting in with your soul tribe and putting yourself out there in new ways to connect with your soul tribe. Even if it's simply just getting in the energy of receptivity in terms of, okay, if I did bump into someone and, there was a connection or relating to that person, and they said, hey, you want to go for a walk or talk or do tarot or whatnot, then you would be able to say yes. So kind of being open to the energy of receiving new energies in your life. And if you guys liked my nails today, I just got them done, and usually I don't have them done if you watch my readings, but I love them. They're Little Mermaid beach theme, and my friend Jen did these, and her business name is Just the Tits. So you can find her online as well on Facebook, I believe. So thanks everyone for tuning in today. And I don't see any yes please on the side there. Sometimes there is a delay, so I apologize if I see it too late. But have an amazing week, you guys, and I will catch you next time. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. It just helps build the community. And of course, then I can reach more people with my messages. So thanks again for tuning in. Have an amazing day. Love you guys. Bye for now. Mwah.